Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Game. As some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, Kei's Path. So guys, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes while I entertain you. Let's jump right in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Okay. Alright, let's see. What can I do to deal with that? If I know he's playing like Sasaki-san, then I should develop countermeasures to deal with that. But what if he just switches back to his own style? This line of thought won't get me anywhere. For now, I'll focus on dealing with his forehand slice. So far, it's been the most common shot of his. I'll try to keep the ball pinned to his backhand, and I'll work from there. Once again, I take a deep breath. Let the excess tension go out with my breathing. Once I serve, let the energy transfer from the bottom of my feet to the tip of my fingers. Move like a whip. I send a swerve full of topspin to the side of his backhand. He shouldn't have time to pivot around the ball, and his point of impact should be slightly elevated. For now, I'll focus on disrupting his swing. As expected of him, Kei-kun doesn't seem at all fazed by it, returning a deep slice to the other side of the court. But this ball wasn't nearly as powerful or as deep as his last shots. Alright, this just might work. I'll return another topspin heavy shot to his backhand. Even after he reaches, Kei-kun can't return comfortably. Ka! Alright, just like that, just like I thought. The shot wasn't all too powerful. I can certainly take advantage of that. His forehand slice is the crux of his current playstyle. If I can keep him from using it like he wants to, I can force him to reduce the power of his shots in order to keep his control steady. Right now, I'm forcing him to choose between power and control. Now that I have more time to respond to his shots, he can't corner me as easily. We're once again locked in a rally, but this time I have the upper hand. I'll slowly but surely grind him out until... Ka! Kei-kun desperately reaches for a ball that is out of his reach. The ball hits the protective net with a resounding wham! Ooh, excuse me. 40-15. Yes! I pump a fist into the air, letting out an excited cry. I try focusing my view on Kei's face to see if he's at all affected by his temper, but he's now back at the baseline doing stretches. Breathing exercises and stretches, huh? He definitely is trying to keep his temper under control. The idea of a perpetually calm Kei-kun is terrifying. Trying not to sneeze. God, he's trying not to sneeze. Good lord, every time I do a video I sneeze! Let's see. So as long as I can pin his forehand down, I'll have an easier time dealing with his spin shots. But at the same time, I don't expect him to let himself be gimped by his backhand. This is Kei-kun I'm talking about, after all. You should know more than anyone that his backhand isn't as good as his forehand. If that's the case, I'm sure he's a countermeasure for that already. Well, trying to predict what he'll do next is meaningless. I'll just take this one step at a time. I'll respond to whatever changes he makes to his playstyle without making any major changes to my own game unless I have a reason to. 15 seconds. Gah! Shoichi's voice snaps me back to reality. That's right, I have to serve now. Gah! Focus on the point for now. Leave all the thinking for later. I go with a powerful, flat serve towards his backhand. Kei-kun immediately responds with a deep slice. As I expected, he's prioritizing control over power. He's dishing out weaker shots in favor of making sure the placement is on point. I can reach it without much trouble. Let's see, what do I do now? I'll just go with a topspin heavy shot to the open court. My style might be very orthodox, but I'm confident in my power balls. Ka! Kei-kun seems to be suffering under the pressure of my shots. It seems that he's giving all of this just to block my shots and return them. As the rally keeps going, his shots become weaker and weaker whilst I keep ramping up the power on mine. This goes on until... Gah! Kei-kun's posture crumbles under the constantly increasing tempo of the rally until he eventually loses his footing, hitting a ball towards the net and falling to the floor. Game, Shoichi. 1-0. Shit, are you okay? Kei gets up, waving me off. I'm fine. Focus on your game. As we move over to switch sides, I notice Kei's eyes are completely unfocused as he walks past me. I glance back at him after we pass each other and notice that he's mumbling something to himself. Is he already so focused that he doesn't even notice me? Jeez, that's scary. Once we're in position, he takes hold of the ball, bouncing it on the floor a couple times. Huh? As soon as we lock eyes, I feel a shiver crawling up my spine. My entire body immediately tenses up. Kei tosses the ball into the air, his entire body moving quickly to hit his serve. The sound of the ball hitting his racket resounds loudly. I start running as soon as I identify its course. So it's just a regular topspin shot. So I was worrying over nothing. I prepare myself to hit the ball after it bounces and... Huh? His serve suddenly sinks much faster than I anticipated. I have to move at the last second to hit the ball. My ball goes straight into the net. Huh? I stand around, rooted to my spot in a daze. Did that really just happen? His serve suddenly dropped out of nowhere? I try looking over at Shoichi to see if he can give me any confirmation of what I just saw, but I only see him gaping in his seat, completely at a loss. Hey, if you're gonna ref, give the call. Net, 15-0. He's as lost as I am right now. What on earth was that? That wasn't a regular topspin serve. No way it could be. The serve wasn't anything like this up until last week. How did he suddenly increase the amount of topspin on it so fast? This isn't anything I've seen Sasaki-san doing. So he's adding original techniques to the ones he copied. Nothing makes sense anymore. I try to shake it off. I need to get my mind back on the game. Focus! Once again, Kei-kun sets himself up to serve, tossing the ball into the air. I keep a close eye on the ball. Is it rapidly sinking topspin shot? Is it that rapidly sinking topspin shot again? There it is! The ball suddenly sinks one more time. I try getting myself at a position I judge to be ideal to return. My return immediately flies into the net one more time. What? No way! I can't accurately judge how his shot works! So it not only sinks faster, but it also becomes even higher than a regular topspin serve? His posture doesn't look all that different from a normal topspin shot. Then why? 30-0. Kei-kun strikes a quick fist pump. Fist pumps and returns to his next serve position. Jeez, what a muted reaction. How's he staying so stoic? That's completely unlike him. Crap, he's reminding me more and more of Sasaki-san. I need to find a way to deal with that super topspin serve before it deals irreversible damage. Once more, Kei-kun prepares himself to serve. I visualize that drop and the increased bounce of his serve multiple times in my head, trying to grasp the timing to hit the ball. Kei-kun serves the ball, and I dash to intercept, and my racket strikes air. What? The ball flies past me, going below my racket as my swing hits absolutely nothing. I see Kei-kun chuckling on the other side of the court, and as I look to the side, I see that both Shoichi and Jun are doing the same. Shoichi attempts to cover up his laughter without much success. 40-0! I can feel my cheeks begin to flush. Oh god, I was so focused on stopping that super topspin serve that I completely forgot he didn't have to use it in the first place. I'm getting completely swallowed up by his pace. I hit my cheeks a few times. The sound of flesh hitting flesh echoes making everyone jump slightly. I take deep breaths, doing a few stretches to calm my mind. Well, if Kei-kun is copying Sasaki-san, then I'll try to copy Kei-kun and take my time to try and reset my mind state. Losing to my opponent is one thing, but I absolutely refuse to lose to myself. Even though that's what I've been doing for the past 3 years. Ugh, what a way to get myself down. No, shake it off. I'm doing this match precisely so I can shake away this slump I've gotten myself into. Don't throw in the towel before you've had a chance to actually fight, you idiot. This time, I pay closer attention to Kei-kun's movements leading up to his serve. A slice! I don't let myself fall for the same mistake again, correcting my timing so I can properly return his serve. Now that I've got that out of the way, I can once again focus on my strategy to pin down his forehand. Aim towards the backhand! The ball soars past the net, hitting a strong shot that bounces high up towards his backhand side. While that alone isn't going to be enough to make him lose his footing, if I can at least nullify his advantage, he won't have as easy a time scoring. Kei-kun returns another slice, trying to keep me from getting to my sweet spot. It's just a mild annoyance. As long as I can keep those sharp spins from coming out, he just goes back to being the same player he was before, and that player didn't give me any trouble last time. As the rally continues, I slowly grind an advantage. I don't like dragging the points like this, but I also can't let myself lose patience and try going for a winner that isn't there. For now, I'll just keep things steady until there's an opportunity to clinch the point. Kei-kun goes for a sudden break on his pattern, launching a sudden flat shot aiming for the open space in the court. No, you won't! Unfortunately for him, I'm still able to make it in time. A single flat shot isn't going to be enough to score on me, especially from that position. Huh? Crap, my aim wasn't as good as this time. This is what he was going for. Shit, he rotated around the ball, so he's gonna hit a forehand shot. Get ready for that sharp slice, don't let him steal the advantage. Huh? Suddenly Kei-kun hits a strong topspin shot towards the other side of the court. What? He had the chance to try and resume his game plan and he chose to ignore it. What's he thinking? I run to the ball, getting ready to hit it after it bounces. What? The ball suddenly drops! Shit, it's that same topspin shot from before. I somehow manage to reach the ball despite the sudden drop, but I lose my standing because of the increased rise on it. My shot ends up out of bounds. Game, Arushihara. Game count 1-1. Shit, so his serve isn't the only time he can hit that sort of shot. Crap, he's still hiding a few weapons down his sleeve. Looks like he can only hit that sort of topspin heavy shot using his forehand. Maybe he doesn't know how to hit it on his backhand. Or maybe he's just not confident on it. Never mind that. I'm sure he's just trying to keep me guessing. I'll just have to get used to it before it can become a huge problem. I won't make any big chances to my strategy to accommodate it, but I'll be aware of it being a possibility. I guess that now, more than ever, I need to keep his forehand in check. Let's see, what sort of serve should I use? He doesn't seem to be reacting any differently to either of my serves, so I guess I'd have to try something I haven't used before. Okay then, let's give this a try. I toss the ball to the air. I can see Kei-kun standing at attention as soon as I start moving, probably trying to figure out where the ball is going to go to. Well, let's see if we can anticipate this. Before the ball reaches the peak of its rise, I hit it at full strength. A flat, quick serve. How about that? The ball bounces away, leaving Kei-kun frozen in place with no reaction. What? 15-0. Kei-kun turns around, looking at the ball that is now rolling around on the floor. I expected it to catch him by surprise, but I didn't think it'd be this effective. Shoichi 1, Kei-kun 0. Heh, my quick serve might not be as fast as Murasaki sounds, but I can still catch someone by surprise. You're not the only one with a thing or two up his sleeve. Let's see, Kei-kun started using that kick serve of his just recently. It wouldn't hurt to have more variation in my serves. Then at least I could make sure my advantage isn't lost from the get-go. Let's just give it a try. Try to impart as much topspin as I can. The ball lands behind the service line. Fault. I guess that was too much risk. Trying to use a shot I never practiced before. Let's see. I need to save for second serve that doesn't immediately forgo the initiative. Let's go with a slice that bounces away from his reach. I hit my serve, aiming for it to slide away from his back. Huh? Kei-kun anticipated that I'd serve to his backhand and repositioned himself after I made my toss. Shit! He went around the ball! He returns with a powerful shot to the open side of the court, and I cannot reach. 15-all. Shit! I guess my tactic of focusing on his backhand is painfully transparent to him. What should I do then? No, don't panic. I'll just power through it. Don't alter the way I play too much, but don't let myself become too monotonous. My next serve is a topspin heavy serve that goes to his forehand. Even if it doesn't have as much of a spin as his kick serve, I can still keep him anchored to the baseline. Oh, one second, guys. Let me pull this thing closer. There we go. There we go. Still, without being able to consistently aim for his backhand, any advantage I seem to be close to getting is almost instantly lost the next second. We end up locked in a stalemate like during the first game. Damn, even if just locking me here is enough to get him the point, the constant running back and forth and going up and down the court is wearing me down a lot faster than usual. If it goes on like this, I'm going to be running on fumes by the first half of the second set. I need to find a way to press my advantage, or I'll end up losing due to lack of stamina. I once again decided to resort to a desperate strategy, hitting a drop shot. It might not have worked last time, but this time I'm going to make a net dash as soon as I hit it. Just as I imagined, Kei-kun's response is almost instantaneous. I guess he already expects me to try something desperate when he keeps the game locked for too long. I end up being forced to make the first move, and he already knows what it's going to be. He reaches the ball and hits it with as much power as he can. I extend my arm as far as I can. It hit the frame! His return barely hit the frame of my racket, making the ball fly back to his court. Kei-kun tries to reach it, but it falls just on top of the baseline. 30-15. That's not all I imagined winning the point, but I'll take it. I guess from now on I'll be forced to take desperate measures like that to keep myself from being drained of all my energy before the end of the game. And no matter how much I try, I can't stop picturing Keisuke or Sasaki-san. No, even worse, I don't even visualize Sasaki-san's face anymore. Instead, I keep seeing Takagi. Shit, my head is everywhere but on the match I'm playing right now. I can't help but be reminded of how those three are similar to each other. 50 minutes later, game, Arushihara, 6-6 tiebreak. I'm gasping for air, trying desperately to get enough oxygen in my lungs to keep moving. My legs feel like they're on fire. Just moving is already hard. I should not be this tired just from one set. Keisuke is also pointing, but unlike me, he seems to be in much better shape. Damn it! There hasn't been a single break in this match's rhythm. On the contrary, it just kept jacking the pace up even further. The way things are now, I'm not sure I can hold my own on a second set. Hell, I'm not even sure I can win this tiebreak. I take a short break before the start of the tiebreak, where I chug on a bottle of sports drink and massage my legs. Come on, guys, don't give that on me now. Shit, looking to the side, Kei-kun's focus is seriously scary right now. No matter what I throw at him, he keeps adapting to the changes I make in my game and learning to deal with them. Fundamentally, that's no different from how he used to play before, but the addition of those sharp angles, that fast slice, that top spin that looks like an egg just make it too hard to follow. It's not like every individual technique has been owned to masterful levels, but right now his arsenal is just so big that I don't know how to deal with it all at once. Huh? Shoichi climbs down from his umpire chair and walks up to Kei-kun. I'm calling the match off. What? What? We both jump up from our seats at the same time. What the hell are you? Ah! Shoichi grabs hold of his wrist and pulls it up. You're injured. Did you really think I wouldn't notice? Wait, what? Shoichi, still holding Kei-kun's wrist, turns back around to look me dead in the eye. Yeah, it happened during the first game when he lost his balance and fell on top of his wrist. At first I thought it was just a slight sprain, but his accuracy has been dropping and he hasn't been putting as much spin on his shots. Wait, I thought that was because I had managed to hold him back. Not quite. While you constantly hammering him with power balls did keep him from hitting as well as he wanted to, a strong impact also kept putting pressure on his wrist. Put it simply, he's been damaging his wrist as the match went further along. So I'm calling this match off now before he ends up causing himself permanent damage. No! Kei-kun slaps Shoichi's hand away, furious. You don't get to decide that. I'm finally at a place where I can stand a chance against him. I have a chance of winning. How can you tell me to just... You idiot! Kei-kun jumps back, scared at Shoichi's sudden scream. Even June, who's far from us, reacts to it with the same amount of surprise. Neither of you are playing your best right now. You're both suffering, so what the hell are you trying to prove, huh? You trying to prove to us that you can ruin your tennis career for absolutely no reason? But... No buts. You're an athlete, not a child. The well-being of your body should be your main priority. What would you even stand to gain by winning a match and completely destroying your wrist in the process? Are you stupid? But I feel fine. I can, No, you can't! Shoichi grabs his wrist again, making him wince in pain, his entire body curving as he tries to avoid the sudden movement of his wrist. You might be one hell of an actor, but you can't hide that you're hurting. If you want to keep up with this stupid show of yours, then be my guest. But I'm not officiating this match anymore. He's right. I walk up to Kei-kun, putting my hand on his shoulder. I don't want to continue knowing that you'd possibly be jeopardizing your career. At least get yourself checked out by a doctor and rest for a bit before you try to continue. I don't want to be the reason you had to give up on tennis. But I could win. I was... Through gritted tears and clenched fists, his shoulders begin to quake. He's so angry that he could start crying tears of frustration at any moment. Look, you totally got me. I was only hanging on by a thread. And I thought that because I was starting to adapt to your tactics, but it turned out that to be only because you were in pain. If that weren't the case, then I wouldn't have stood a chance. You probably would have eventually broken my serve and taken the win. If you want to chalk it up as a win for you, I don't object. No, anything but that. Kei-kun's shoulders sag as he lets his arms fall next to his body. I want to beat you fair and square. You never know what might happen in a match. You could have come up with a way to beat me, so I can't accept this as a victory. I want to put this match on pause. Going back to where we left off once I get my wrist checked out and I get the okay to keep playing. I try giving him a big, encouraging smile. Of course! I also can't accept the way this is getting left off, so I definitely want to get back to it later. I extend a hand, trying for a handshake. Kei-kun looks down at it, hesitating for a few seconds before finally grabbing my hand and shaking it firmly. You better. Guess I should probably head for a doctor right now. Ah, I'll go with you. I appreciate the offer, but I'll just have my chauffeur take me. Oh, okay. Oh, what the hell, you can come along. Yay! I'm gonna go inside to use the showers. Do you mind waiting for me at the reception desk? The two, completely absorbed in conversation, walk away from us, until they eventually are out of sight. Huh! As soon as they both leave, I let myself collapse on one of the benches. I knew it! I knew you were more tired than you were letting on! Sorry, my whole world is spinning right now. Shoichi sighs, putting his face against the palm of his hand. You idiot! Shoichi sits right next to my head, and a small amount of room still left on the bench. He puts a hand on my forehead and lazily strokes my face in gentle strokes, staring into the court. I was worried today, you know. Alright guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. Looks like that match ended in a tie. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna go get some coffee, help wake myself up. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can, it always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!